Well, I'm here. I know. It's been a couple days, and I said I was gonna be up here posting every single day for a little while. Well, that little while is come and gone. I didn't post for 2 days, and well, I don't know, the world didn't end. Even though I look at my analytics on my channel, right, on the YouTube app, right, I'll look at the analytics, and then I will see that I'm not going down in any category of views, subscribers, anything like that. I'm not going down. I'm not significantly going up. I feel like the best possible thing to do is to just mass produce videos. Like, if I could upload 5 times a day, I would do that. If I could, you know, find a way to make something semi-watchable that I could post 5 times a day, I would definitely do that. I mean, a lot of my videos, yeah, I realize they're not great. None of them are viral videos, but I feel like the majority of what I post is watchable. Like I said, they're not all great, but they're watchable. So if I was going to post more than I post, then you'd wind up getting a lot of videos that are totally unwatchable. To quote Ted, totally unwatchable. But yeah, so now that we got that all out of the way, there's a few things I want to talk about, and you know, I got a couple sit-down chat sort of videos going on. I'm not overly fond of sit-down chat videos like this. I usually like to be out doing something because I'm not the best at making sit-down chat videos like this. Like, a lot of people, they're really good at it. They do quick cutaways to jokes, and they'll have graphics all over the screen, and I'm not much of an editor, so I can't really, I'm not good at doing stuff like that. I'm good at just talking, which brings me to my next point. I am going to start a Anchor podcast. I actually just uploaded like a test, like an introduction test to see how the app works just before I recorded this. It's pretty cool, I think, because I can just pick up my phone just like this. I'll pick it up, and I don't even have to press anything. I can hold it right to my ear like I'm talking on the phone, and I'm sure there's a way I can like put it on speaker and you know, have more than one person on. I don't know how to do that yet, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. Yeah, so I just uploaded a introduction, but I think I'm going to start doing stuff like that pretty regularly. I don't know if I'm going to do, I'll probably do 1 episode a week that's going to be a saved podcast, and then I'll probably do more like little snippets that are uploaded, and then they'll go away after 24 hours, which is you know, a lot of Anchor is. I'm still figuring out what Anchor is. I honestly don't really know, and I don't know how people find your podcast on there. You know, unless you're already famous and you can send somebody a link, like you link it in your Twitter bio or your Instagram bio, and then they find it there if you're already famous. But me, I'm not famous. I'm trying to get famous, so I'm trying to conjure fame out of YouTube and then this new Anchor app, because I feel like I really have a face for radio. I'm just kidding, guys. That was a total joke. Come on. I'm kidding around. What are you talking about? I'm just kidding. I feel like I could do a pretty good podcast / radio show, and it especially dawned on me yesterday. It was like during the morning, Sunday morning. We're all sitting around in the living room. It was me, Calvin, my mom and dad, and we're planning our next Disney World vacation. Also, that's when we're going to Playlist Live. We're going to Disney World for a week, and then immediately after that is Playlist Live, so be on the lookout for that. But yeah, so we're all sitting around talking about our Disney vacation, and then we start talking about what we think the parks could change and do better, and I was like, imagine if this was a podcast. I would 100% listen to this. And I figured, why not? How come we don't do that? We're just as qualified as anyone else, really. We've been there a lot. We've gone there a lot of times. Let's put a picture of the side of our fridge that has every year we've been there. I'll put a picture in here, and you can see that. We've been there in 2005. We were... I don't know. We've been there a lot. We've gone there a lot of times, and so we've been there quite a few times. 2 of the times we were there, we stayed for an entire month in Fort Wilderness, an entire month straight in the Fort Wilderness campground with a season ticket, a annual pass ticket to all the parks. I don't know if we had magic bands at the time. I don't remember if it was magic bands or still the cards. Either way, we spent 2 entire months, not back to back, but you know, we did a month there, then we left, and then about a year later we came back and did another month. And so we've spent a fair amount of time in Disney. We have a certain way we do Disney. Everybody does Disney differently, I feel, but there's a certain way that our family likes to do Disney. We go just about every year. I'm getting off topic. Back to the podcast part. We're just as qualified as anybody to do a Disney-themed podcast. I mean, half of the shirts I own are Disney shirts. I got posters all in my room. Look, right up here, we got a People Mover poster from Disneyland. This is an Autopia poster from Disneyland. This here is the Carousel of Progress poster on the wall there behind me. And there's more posters throughout the room involving Disney stuff. You may be able to see this poster right here. That is a Muppets poster. I got a Kylo Ren helmet right there, an R2-D2 piggy bank. We're Disney people. We're Disney freaks. Let's be honest. I think everybody knows that. A lot of people think we're crazy and weird because of it, but we're that kind of family. We love Disney. So, yeah, we were sitting around having this conversation about Disney, and I was like, this is a podcast. We should be recording this and posting it somewhere as a podcast. Now, the problem with podcasts, I feel, is that you have to be somewhat of an established personality in order to have a podcast, and then you can say to the fans you already have, say, hey, I have a podcast if you want to hear my opinions about things. But when you're not famous, like myself, starting a podcast almost doesn't make sense because no one's going to listen to it, except for yourself and whatever friends you tell about it. If you're like me and you don't have friends to tell about it, then that means nobody's going to listen to it. So, Anchor, I was looking at it, and it seems to me that they'll show your podcast or whatever you post, your snippets, whatever, or your entire podcast, they'll show it to people on the app. So you could be on the app and scrolling through randomly and find something, you start listening to it, you might enjoy it. I don't know, it sounded cool. It doesn't seem to me like something you have to search for. Like, I feel like a lot of podcasts, you have to search for them if you want to find them, because I don't know of a single podcast that has just started as just a podcast, like out of nowhere. This random guy that no one's heard of before started a podcast, and it had success. I've never ever heard of that ever. I'm not saying it hasn't happened. I'm just saying I've never heard of it. But yeah, so anyway, I figured Anchor is my best shot if I want to have a successful podcast, which I do. I think podcasts are great. I think they're really successful right now. I think a lot of people are doing podcasts. I think they're really successful podcasts because they all have sponsors, and it's got to be worthwhile because you got these people that they're like someone like David Dobrik, right? His time is really valuable. He's always filming something. I don't know. He's always planning something, or he's traveling, but he thinks it's worthwhile to sit down and do an hour-long podcast out of his day. I don't know how often he posts his podcast. Pretty often, I think. And he thinks that's a worthwhile thing. He makes enough money off of it to keep doing it. So, there's that for you. Podcasts are successful. People like them. And I think I feel like some of the draw to podcasts is because you can just listen to it. You can put your phone in your pocket or set it down while you're driving and you can just listen to it. And that's why when people do a video podcast, I don't like it, really. Not in the same way. I mean, I still like it. Like, you take the Sugar Pine 7 podcast, for example. I really like that podcast, but I can't only listen to it. I have to watch it. Because there's so much going on screen that you miss out on if you're just listening to it. So with Anchor, if you're posting something on there, yeah, I guess you could record a video version, but you can't see that on Anchor. You'd have to go to YouTube, and I don't know. I feel like doing an audio-only podcast is the way to go. Doing a video podcast, again, you can do it, but I feel like then it takes away from the audio aspect because there's a camera in front of you and you're gonna be like doing something goofy, and then it makes somebody laugh, and then if you're listening to it you're like, what the hell just happened? I totally missed out on it. So that's why video podcasts are bunk in my opinion, unless you're doing something like the H3H3 podcast, which is a live podcast they do on Twitch and then they post it later. That's different. That's meant, in my opinion, it's meant to be watched live. Yes, you can watch it later. That's actually how I watch it, because I'm usually busy or going to bed by the time they start live streaming. Oh wow, this video is just gonna be a mess. This is, who knows? Let's just get back on some sort of thing and not just have this be a total tangent. So if you're interested in my podcast, I'm going to be doing on Anchor. My username is airquoteawesome, just the same as it is now, and the podcast name is One Man's Opinion. That might change because I just thought of a better name called Total Tangent, because you just go on a tangent about something that is unrelated to what you were trying to talk about. Just an idea. Right now it's called One Man's Opinion. But probably the first podcast, actual podcast, not just an introduction podcast, is going to be about vacation stuff. Us going on vacation. It's, you know, we got like 90 something days, 95 days actually, I think, before we leave for vacation, but I'm counting down each and every day. Hopefully I'm going to be counting down each and every day with you. Hopefully you'll listen to my podcast about vacation. I'll probably have Calvin on, and if he's not too stupid, we'll talk about Disney. So anyway, yes, that is all. I'm pretty excited about this Anchor thing. I think it's going to be pretty cool, and I think you should definitely check it out once I actually post content on there. Like I said, there's just an introduction, but I'm going to say by next Sunday, there will be a bare minimum 20-minute podcast regarding Disney and vacation. A Disney vacation podcast will be coming to you by Sunday. Now, it doesn't mean I won't post on there before then, but a Disney-specific Disney vacation podcast will be posted by this coming Sunday. I don't know what the date is on that Sunday, but I'll post it then. It'll be up by then. At the very latest, it will be on Sunday. So if you go follow me on Anchor, you will see when I post that, and you can go listen to it, and you can be the first one to follow me on, I don't really know how you follow people on Anchor. Follow me, favorite me, I don't know. You can be like the first person to know about me on Anchor if you go check it out. So yeah, that's all. Hope you enjoyed. This is going to be painful to edit because I talked for so long and went on so many tangents. But I hope you enjoyed, and I hope I was able to edit this down to a 10 to 15 minute watchable video. So we'll see you later.